Hello and welcome to channel Anime Selector. Today I want to show you my top 10 romance anime. In this top I added only new anime 2020-2021. Enjoy this video. Adachi and Shimamura. Somewhere in the school at noon, one might hear the sound of two girls playing table tennis together as they wait for time to pass. As if by fate, two students Sakura Adachi and Haji Shihuruma stumble upon each other to the second floor of the school gymnasium. As they gladly foster rebuilding friendships, their feeling for one another only become more ambiguous. Drawing closer to the day, the two must learn to navigate their constrictive personality as well as at times the depth of their affection for each other. The nature of this relationship gradually shifts when one of them starts to develop feelings beyond the boundaries of a platonic relationship. Even so, Adachi and Shimamura must realize that if forming a bond together, that relationships will bring them closer or tear them apart. The next one is Monster Girl Doctor. After years of conflict, humans and monsters have settled their differences and are now at peace. This post-war era led the foundation of Lindborn, a town which science becomes the focal point of racial harmony. As a human doctor specializing in monster biology, Glenn Lidben runs a small clinic alongside his parents, Sapphire Nix, who is a half-snake monster known as Horimiya. He uses his knowledge to tend to any monster who seeks his aid. Whatever affliction, controlled or injured may be, he will always be there ready to help. Our last crusade of the rise of a new world. A force known as astral power permeates through the world, wielded by astral mage. Fearing its destructive power, the Empire persecutes those who show their abilities. Determined that makes that found the nebulous sovereign to flee from their oppressors. Since then, the two nations have been in bitter conflict. They were still going strong for more than a century. After committing the great crime of freeing an Emperor Summit Witch, the talented knight Iska is sentenced to prison. A year later, the Empire leadership suddenly decided to set him free, with the condition that he hunt down a somber mage known as the Ice Camilla Witch. Hoping to end the war, Iska agrees. Coincidentally, the Ice Camilla Witch herself, Alice, also wishes for peace and is willing to be everything she can do bring down the Empire. As Iska and Alice both years for a crusade that will turn the world into one without struggle, war, pain, the string of fate is them ever closer together, creating a bond that goes beyond something fabricated by mere conditions. Think yesterday for me. Rikuo Izima has all but resigned himself to a break future, aimlessly working as a conservation store in Tokyo after graduating from college. His monotone life is interrupted when the peculiar Narunosaka makes a lively appearance, frankly dropping by his workplace to befriend him. When Rikuo learns that an old college friend as crush, Shinaka Marinoma, has moved back into town, he reached out to fortify their relationships. Unbeknown to Rikuo, however, she now is carrying painful memories from her past that were holding her back from accepting his feeling. Meanwhile, as Haru completely open to Rikuo, he deserves that she much like him, is living by herself and wants to step out of her comfort zone into an uncertain future. The past linked long in the mind and the future remaining elusive, at a crossroad along their intertwined path, these three experience that it means to let go of their feeling of yesterday and embrace this change that tomorrow brings. Uzaki-chan want to hang out. At the start of her My Next Life as a Villainess, all roads lead to doom. Most people would prefer being the propagating of a world full of adventure, better in the game or in the other world, but unfortunately an entering girl is not so lucky. Regarding the memories of her past life, she realizes that she was reborn in the world of Fortune Lover, one of the games she used to play. Unfortunately, the character she was reincarnated into Katarina Cleese is the game's main antagonist. who faced utter doom in every ending. Using her extensive closeness in the game, she takes it upon herself to escape from the chain of this Sakura's destiny. However, this will not be easy feat, especially since she needs to be accountant as to not set off dash flags that may speak of the impending doom she is trying to avoid. Even so, to make a change that will affect her life to everyone around her, she strives not as the heroine but as the Villainess. In Spectre, hidden in plain sight, spreading no as Yukai inhabits the world, while most are being uncertain. Sometimes there is the tenuous peace between Yukai and humanity, even since she agreed to become the god of vision. Otome Iwagai has served as a mediator between the two realms, resolving any supernatural problems that come through the way. At the local hospital, Kahoto approaches Kyowa Saragai, an university student whose long-term relationship ended with an unfortunate breakup. Kotoko harbors feeling for him and suspects that something supernatural lurks within his harmless appearance. Shoshi asks Kuriti for his assistance in helping out Yoko. 2 years later, news of an idol who has accidentally crushed to death by steel beams flooded the press. However, months later, signaling Bang to tell a faceless woman who idol a steel beam. As is the care for any supernatural problem, Kahoto and her parents set out to stop this spirit from breaking house. But this case may prove to be far more astonishing and personal than they could have ever to. Horimiya. On the surface, the truth of Koyuki Hori and Azumi Miyazura getting along will be the last things in peaceful mind. After all, Hori has a perfect combination of beauty and brain, while Miyaruma appears meek and distant to his fellow classmate. However, a fateful meeting between the two lays both of them hiding themselves bare. Even though she is popular at school, Hori has little time to socialize with her friend due to housework. On the other hand, Miyazuma lives under the noses on his peer, his body bearing secret tattoos and piercings that make him look like a ghastly delinquent. Having opposite personality yet sharing hot simulation, the two quickly become friends and often spend time together in Hori's home. As they both emerge from the shell, they share with each other a side of themselves conflated from the outside world. Over the moon for you. Nasa Uzaki is determining to leave his name of the history book, ranking first as a nationality mock exam and aiming for the distinguished high school. He is certain that he has full life mapped out. However, fate is a fickle mistress. On his way home one snowy evening, Nasa's eyes fall upon a purse beauty across the street. Bewitched, Nasa tries to approach her only to get bleached by an oncoming truck. Thankfully, his life is spared due to the girl's swift action. Bleeding by the side of the ambulance, he watches as the girl walks away under the moonlight. Reminiscence of Princess Kaguya leaving for the moon, refusing to let this chance meeting end. He forces his crippled body to chase after her and ask her out. Surprised by his following and perilous, the girl accepts his conversation under a single condition: they can only be together if he marries her. Rent a girlfriend. Kazuyami Kishayuta is a 20-year-old college student who has a wonderful girlfriend, the brink and sunny Miyami Nanami, but suddenly he doesn't. Without warning, Mami breaks up with her, leaving his often heartbroken and lonely. Seeking to such the pain, he writes a rental girl through an online app. His partner is Chizumi Mizuhara, who touches his unparalleled beauty and cute demeanor managed to gain Kazuka's affection. But after reading similar experience other customers had had with Tsuzumi, Kazuya believes her warm smile and caring personality were all just an act to toy with his heart. And he raised his purity, aggravated Tsuzura lambashes his for shameless hypocrisy, relieving his true part and hot-tempered self. This one-sided exchange is cut short, however, when Keiura finds out that his grandmother has collapsed. They dash towards the hospital and find Kazuma's grandmother already in good conditions. Battling by Kizura present, she asks who this girl might be. On impulse, Kazuya promises declares that they are lovers, forcing Shizuya to play the part. But with Kazuka still hang out on his previous relationship with Mami, how long can this difficult client and recalcitrant rental girl keep up their act? Thank you that you watched this video, subscribe to this anime selector channel, and goodbye.